broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
AFTERBUZZ TV Spotlight On series. I'm your host, Fern Ronay, and I am joined today by Teresa Dahlquist and Josie Cavaluzzi, who you know from their show on Oprah's own network, The Golden Sisters, and from their recent hilarious Volkswagen commercials. They are hysterical, and I am huge fans, and I am so thrilled you are here. Thank you for being here.
Oh, we love it. Thank you.
Oh, we're so
Thank you for
excited.
inviting us.
So Oprah says that she can't believe the things that come out of your mouth, that you just crack her up. So were you always funny?
Yeah, I think that we come from a very funny family. My father should have been a comedian.
Yeah.
And instead he was a laborer.
Yeah.
But we did better than he did.
Yeah, but you know what? In New York, and you learn to be funny in the streets.
Right.
Everybody's trying to be funny.
Right,
You know,
right. So growing up in the Bronx. So
yeah.
that's where I want to start. So before Oprah, before Volkswagen, before all your stardom, it all began in the Bronx, right? So your mom and dad came from Italy. Your mom was 11. How old was your dad?
24.
Oh, okay. Did they know each other in Italy?
No, they met here.
Okay.
At a
So,
friend's
he was
house.
a bit older than her.
Yeah.
They met at a friend's
Well, he was
house?
12 years older than
Okay.
her.
Yeah.
And
But they were
met-
paisans. They were from the same town in Italy.
So where
the
in Italy?
dialect was the same. Bari, Italy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very
It's
nice.
the heel of the boot.
Yes. Very nice.
Yeah.
And they, did they have so my grandmother's from Buccino, Italy, and they had a Buccinese society in Newark. So it's probably
Yeah, they had
something similar.
they had
They played cards.
Gravinese, yeah.
Yes. Okay. And that's how they
They
met.
were all from Gravina.
So
yeah.
how old, it was Joe and Teresa, right? Were their names?
Yeah,
How
Joseph and
old
Teresa, and
were
that we
they?
were named after them.
Okay. And how old were they when they got married?
He was 28 and she was 16.
Oh, okay. And do you know anything about their wedding? It was so different
yeah.
then, right?
She got a big diamond.
Oh,
right?
she did?
That's what she said. I want a big diamond because she was only 16. If you want me, you got to get me a big
Right.
diamond. So we got her a big diamond. They had a big Italian wedding.
They did?
Yeah. But in those days, it wasn't like sit down for dinner.
Right.
It was like they had sandwiches.
Right.
You know,
In
so
the basement of a
everybody
church
made
or-
the sandwiches at the house, put them in big baskets,
Right.
and everybody had a sandwich, and then they threw it across the room.
Right,
and
they called
you
it a
want
football
salami?
wedding,
Yeah,
right?
right, a football wedding, exactly.
nice.
And they had beer, big kegs of beer.
I
you know.
love
And
it.
you know what was really good about that was everybody had a wedding because the
Right.
guests paid for it. There were no presents. You just gave money and you paid
Right.
for the wedding. When I got married, the wedding cost me $1,100. Now this goes way back. I made $1,800.
Oh, nice.
So we had a great honeymoon.
Very nice.
But they don't do that. So a lot
Right.
of people can't afford weddings.
Right, it
But
was
in those
different.
days, even in the small town,
Yeah.
everybody had a big wedding.
Did they go right to the Bronx?
Yes.
Okay.
No, they moved to
From-
Manhattan first.
Oh,
And
okay.
then my father had his own business. He was an iceman. He would deliver ice.
Oh,
So
okay.
then they moved to the Bronx because that's where his route was.
Okay.
He got his route where he delivered ice on his back.
Oh.
Could you imagine that?
Yeah, and then they had, so
And
you're
then-
the youngest. Oh, go ahead, yeah.
And then no elevators. It was walk all the way up and walk all the way
Were they on the
down.
top apartment?
No, I don't know
Okay.
about them, but his delivery,
So
his
delivery,
roots.
he had to, climb
They
all
had-
of those
yeah,
clients'
with the ice on
apartments.
his back.
Wow, isn't it amazing
But they were
how
so
hard
happy
they
to
worked?
be in America.
Yeah, yeah. So they had 6 kids. Go ahead.
And then the refrigerator came out.
Oh,
That was the end of his business.
and then he became a janitor, right, at the MetLife building?
Yeah.
Well, then it was the Depression, and it was really hard to
Yeah.
find a job.
And what did he do?
So he worked with a workman's pension plan, which was the WPA.
Okay.
Where they built the beaches. So he was
Oh.
on welfare, but he did have someplace to go every day.
Okay.
You know,
was that
it's not
before
like-
he got
well,
married?
it's a WPA.
No, this
Workers'
was
Law.
after
you
he
were-
was married with,
and
and
had
he
kids.
had 4 kids at that time.
Okay.
So they went through really, really hard times during the Depression.
So
but
it
then
was-
the war broke out in 41, and then he never stopped working.
and it was good for the economy, right? Because he was
Everybody
a
worked.
janitor, right?
Well, not at that time. That time he
Later
worked
on.
on
Okay.
Construction.
on the Queen Mary.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
What did he do?
I think he painted, or he got the place cleaned up so the soldiers can get back on it. This was during the war.
Right, yeah.
So the soldiers were shipped back and forth.
Right. So they had 4 kids before they had you. So you're the youngest of 6.
Yes.
They had your brothers, Michael and Angelo. Jenny. Is Jenny's real name Jenny?
It's Joanne.
Oh, okay. Because my grandmother was a Jenny, but it was Vincenza. But they called her Jenny.
I think
for
it's
short.
Giovanni.
Okay, which is Joanne.
Yeah, which would be Joanne.
And then they had Mary. Is it true that they weren't too sure about having Mary?
No,
they went to get an abortion.
They did, right?
Yeah, well, in those days, if
it was
you had that
illegal.
many kids. So they went to get an abortion. It was $200. And my father says, let's go home and make a gallon of wine.
A barrel.
A barrel of wine. So they made a barrel of wine and they kept her.
Instead.
And they had Mary, which was the delight of the family.
Yes.
She is the delight of the family. She's funny and she's really fun.
She really is. And so they probably thought they were done then. And then 9 years later,
they
twins
got
come
pregnant.
along. So that was 1939.
We were an accident too, though.
Okay.
Lot
And
of
they probably didn't
accidents.
know that they were having twins then.
No, they didn't know until we were born.
So-
but the doctor said, I think you're going to have 2 girls.
Oh,
Says to
really?
my mother, and we were
And that was
born.
before ultrasound,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it was 1939. Were you born in a hospital or by a midwife?
No, at home. And you know what? It cost $50. He came to the house. It cost $50 but then he charged $100 because they were 2. But otherwise, it was $50. Would
It
you
wasn't
believe
2
that?
for the
And
first
it was
one?
the kitchen table. They did it right in the kitchen table. They got everything ready. The women got everything ready.
They all did it together. I mean, really.
So was it a doctor or a midwife?
doctor.
Oh, okay.
So doctor
And so when
came
2
to the
came
house.
out, were they kind of had an inkling that it might be 2?
Well,
but-
my mother said that she was so big she could put a dish of macaroni and eat right on her stomach. That's how huge she was.
My sister Mary, who was 8 years old, says that she went to the window. It was raining, and she saw my father. She banged on the window. She says, "We got 2." And he went, "Oh,
Oh, and then you guys followed her around.
oh yeah." Well, she'll say she raised us,
Right, yeah.
because she babysat a lot. The
they
older
took 'em,
sisters
yeah.
babysat a lot.
Right. And so growing up in the Bronx, what did you do for fun?
Oh, we loved it.
It was, right?
We were raised in a Jewish and Italian neighborhood.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and you had a
it
lot of
was just
friends.
Great. And it was like in one apartment, it was like one town. One block was one town, and everybody played in the streets. And the women looked
ball.
out the window watching you play.
Right.
And it was wonderful.
So
And
the
there was the
husbands-
stoop. You heard of the stoop.
Yeah, and
we
you
sat
all
on the stoop and
gossiped.
talked. And we were right next to a park too. Oh, we had great
Was it Van
childhood.
Cortlandt Park?
No, we
Oh.
could walk there, but
Because that's
it
where
was
Mary
called
lost her
Prospect
virginity,
Park.
right?
Prospect Avenue Park.
Okay. Because Van Cortlandt Park is where you went back, right? Isn't that
Oh
where
yeah,
Mary
that's Mary.
That's where Mary lost her virginity against a tree.
And you found the tree, right? You think you
We
found
did.
it.
We found the tree. It was so funny.
So did you live with all of your relatives in kind of the same building? Was Aunt
Not
Gracie?
too far.
Okay.
Not too far.
Because Aunt Gracie was on the show.
Oh yeah, she lived a bus ride away.
She did, right. So
we were
everyone
all
was
close.
nearby. That's so nice. So then, how did you end up in California? So is it true that Angelo came first or your mom came first?
Angelo came first because he always wanted to come to California, right? And then the weather kept him here.
Yeah. What did he come for originally?
He just wanted to come to
Just to
California.
explore. Just to explore.
Nice.
So he came here and he stayed. And because he was here, I came out here to college. I went
Okay.
to La Sierra College, and I loved it. I met my ex-husband.
So that's unusual to have got. You both went to college, right?
Yeah.
2 years. Did you go to the same school?
I know. I went to Atlantic Union College in Massachusetts.
Okay.
We were together for our freshman year.
Okay.
And then because my brother Angelo was out here, my mother wanted me to come out here because she wanted to eventually move out.
Okay. Oh, your mom wanted to move here?
Yeah, once Angelo came, because Angelo was her favorite.
Was he the oldest?
She just
Yeah,
loved
he was the
him.
firstborn.
And then the rest. So what did you study in college?
I wanted to be a school teacher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
well,
th-
we
but
went
you
to
know
a-
what, though? This is really... We were so lucky because we went to a cosmetology high school. So we
Oh,
were
nice.
hairdressers with licenses at 18. So we went to college, we did hair and worked our way through.
That's perfect.
We had 2 full years with no debt because we
Very
would work in the
nice.
summer and pay and have enough money, which was like $800. That paid for the whole year.
That worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
It's
nice.
not- it was
And
not
you lived in
expensive.
dorms, right?
Yeah.
It's so unusual
I
back then
know.
for women to do that. Was it so much fun?
It was so much fun. But let me say this. We were very lucky. We went to an all-girl high school.
Yeah.
Or we would have got married at 18.
Oh.
Every one of our friends got married at 18. We all wanted to get married in those days.
Yeah, those were the options, right?
Oh, yeah. Studied to be a teacher, but where was the man I was going to marry?
Right. And you met your husband in college,
Out here, yeah.
out here. And how about you? You're married to a Joseph, right?
Yeah,
Joseph
I'm
and
married to
Joseph?
a Joseph. No, I didn't meet anybody in college, and then I went back to. I wanted to. We really wanted
We
to
dated.
teach cosmetology in the public school.
Oh, nice.
Right, and then I decided, well, gee, maybe I want to be a nurse. So I took the pre-nursing course and went through the whole pre-nursing course, and then I thought, do I want to work on sick people or do I want to work on people that are really healthy?
Right.
Right. And so I'm like a nurse. I
Right.
make you look beautiful.
Right, yes.
Which makes you feel
Which
better.
is very healing, yes.
Yes, it's very, very healing.
Nice.
So I always loved what I did. We both did.
And where did you
Well-
meet your husband?
I met him. His family came from Italy, and they rented an apartment in my mother's two-family house.
Oh.
And so at the time, he was in the service. And his parents, I met them first, and they really liked me. And then he came home, and we started dating.
So he's the boy next door.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
how did you get him to move to California?
Well,
I
came-
was here.
Right.
Yeah.
wanted
So
to be
Angela and
near
Teresa
me.
were here. And
Yeah, and then he loved it. You know, he heard about the weather, and he just loved it out here. So,
So was it
we
hard-
followed my mother. Everybody
yeah.
followed Mama.
So everyone eventually came.
Yes.
Well, I have to say, though, at 14, I got a job in a factory. It was horrible. You had to stand up all day and cut strings, and we were in the back. We did it together. But that's how we saved money to go to
Right.
college. We were working in the back with the steamers, and it was hot.
Sounds horrible.
I said to my mother, I'm not doing this. And then I worked in a hair salon shampooing, and I saw a future.
Yeah.
I thought, oh my God, I could get a chair, and then I could own. And that's exactly what I did.
Very nice.
I
What
don't
kind of
wanna cut
factory? Yeah,
strings.
that sounds terrible.
No, yeah,
Dress-
well, it was a
dress
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 factory.
factory.
Oh,
Was
and
it in
the
Manhattan?
boss, we used to say, work, work. What a jerk.
Did you get break times?
No,
No
we
break
made,
times.
No, we made 75 cents an hour.
Wow.
So at
Was
the
it in
end
the
of the
garment
week,
district?
it was
No,
$30.
it was in the
in the Bronx.
neighborhood. in
It
the
was
Bronx.
$30 at the end of the week, and so you got a little yellow envelope with cash in it. It was $26.
Oh, after taxes.
After taxes, it was so
And we were so
different from
excited.
today.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, you couldn't keep it all. My mother would take half
Oh,
for
really?
herself. Yeah, you had to pay board.
Because she didn't
It was
work,
16.
right?
No, she was a homemaker.
But
And
she,
you know, we were so lucky. She loved what she did.
She did.
loved cooking, cleaning, and having children.
Yeah.
Isn't that lucky?
yeah,
and sewing and knitting and crocheting.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so she made all your clothes,
Yeah.
right? So what were Christmases like? Like I remember my grandmother saying that she used to get an orange for Christmas, and that was
Exactly.
That
That's
was
what-
think-
yeah.
That's all that my husband says. No,
Yeah.
we had great Christmases.
good.
Yeah, in
You know,
New York,
'cause,
yeah, we-
I mean, 39, 41 was the
Right,
war.
that was a
I
little
mean,
later, right.
and that
Everybody was working.
right.
So-
right. So your older brothers and sisters were probably working then
Oh, yeah.
too.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they probably treated you.
Well, my
well.
mother didn't believe in education. We went accidentally because she made all the other ones quit high school.
She did, so they could work.
Now, my sister Jenny wouldn't quit, but she graduated at 16, and you had to
Okay.
be at school till you were 16.
Okay.
But,
So
but she
How
made
about
them quit.
Mary? Did she finish?
No,
No.
she dropped out. My brother Angelo dropped out, and Mike dropped out. Well, because the thing is, get a job.
Right.
Help the family.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
To help
Yeah.
the family.
So then you all ended up in California. So my relatives ask me all the time, "Can you get good Italian bread in LA?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I don't buy Italian bread
No,
here."
not like
but-
Arthur Avenue.
right?
Oh, no,
so
like
did your
Arthur-
mother
I don't know.
like
I think
it?
it's the New York water.
Right, I think it is too.
Yeah, 'cause
Did your
it's-
mother like it here? Did she feel like she could?
Yeah, she
Shop
really
and get
liked
her-
it. No,
Well,
yeah,
they were both retired.
Okay.
And then they helped me with our children. You
Oh,
know, so,
nice.
So because she loved babies and children.
Oh, nice.
yeah, so she helped raise our kids.
Oh, very nice. And you have 4 and you have 2, right? And what do they think of all of your adventures?
Well, her kids are lawyers and mine's
3
a
lawyers
plumber.
of the 4, right?
Yeah, you know, and
Hers
they
are
get
high class.
and they get a little
Mine
embarrassed.
are blue collar.
They do get a
No.
little embarrassed?
Yeah, my kids, because their kids are in Catholic school, and so, I mean,
And you're watching
no, Maria never spoke about it. She didn't tell anybody, that my mother's on TV. Have you seen her? Because it was a little risque.
Right,
Well, she
right.
wants to be a judge, so she's got to be careful.
Right, she's gotta
but
keep
not
it-
me. I could say anything I want.
So that's what started it all, because you had a show, Your Son the Plumber, that you pitched, right?
Well, yeah, that's how we got started with
Yeah.
the three of us. I got a book and I read, and it said exactly how to do a reality show, and I followed the book step by step, and I called it My Son the Plumber. So when I submitted it to like about 20 producers,
Yeah.
3 of them wanted it.
Oh.
And the first one that called said, "We love the mother." That was me. I said, "I have 2 sisters. I have a sister that's funnier than me." She said, "Bring her over." And they loved us.
They love the
That's
3 of us.
fantastic. And then then they pitched it, or was it?
They took it straight to OWN.
Right.
And OWN bought it right away.
Right. But
So
then you
that-
did videos, and you have been continuing to do videos on
Oh, yeah.
YouTube.
We were doing videos for the producer
For
was,
YouTube.
For
was
YouTube.
doing the social media for us.
And so they had the idea that you should watch the Kim Kardashian
No,
sex
tell
tape.
that story. That's
Oh
a
no!
funny one.
No, this is really funny because the question was, "What do you think of Kim Kardashian?" And I said, "She's a slut." That's what and they said, "Well, how do you know?" I said, "Did you see her video? It's disgusting, right?" And so they said, "Well, why don't we watch the video?" And so I mean, it was just they watched the video and what we. Have you seen the video?
No, but I've seen you guys watching it.
Oh, the video is a.
I have to watch it now. Oh, really? Really?
With a space in the middle. It's just amazing.
For anyone listening
I
on
didn't know how huge.
iTunes, Teresa is giving us hands motions.
Yeah. Huge.
Wow. So then that went viral. It was didn't it have like
that
6 million.
went viral, and then and Oprah saw us and said,
Right.
"I like those girls. Why don't we do something with them?" And then we had the reality shows.
And so what was the best part of the reality show?
The best part of the reality show was being together
Yeah.
and having fun and being ourselves, because
Yeah.
we are ourselves totally on all of them. You
Yeah.
know?
So it wasn't. They certainly didn't feed you lines. It's obvious. That
Well,
it's
no,
so
they
natural.
well, they didn't feed us lines, but what did they do, Terry? They
Oh,
gave us
they give us a theme.
Yeah.
Okay, you're in New York, talk about your sex life.
yeah.
And then Mary says, "I got laid on against a tree." I lost my virginity against the tree.
But she married him, right? That was
Yes,
Jack.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that was Jack.
That's so funny. And so going back to sex. So you, Teresa, have been married twice. Your first husband you met while you were in college, right?
Yeah.
And then how long were you married?
I was married 6 years, and then I divorced, and I was a single mom for a long time.
Your kids were young.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they were 2 and 4, so they were used to single parenting. But I was
Right.
living near my mother, so
Yeah.
it was easier on them. But divorce is horrible. It's
Yeah,
the
you
most
said
horrible
that.
thing
So
to
would you
go
do it
through.
again?
Would I get a divorce again?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I got a divorce
Yeah.
because now I could be a reporter on it and tell people why not to get it.
Yeah.
But at that time, I wouldn't have married him in the first place. We didn't have anything in common. He wasn't Italian. He didn't like pizza.
Oh, that's a red flag.
I said, "You don't like pizza? Are you crazy? Are you sick in the head?"
What didn't you like about pizza? Who doesn't like pizza?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy.
That is crazy. Did he like
So-
your cooking though, or?
No,
Yeah,
he
I
didn't
think
like
so.
Italian food.
Oh, that is.
Yeah, so
Who
it
doesn't
made
like
it a
Italian
little
food?
bit tough.
Yeah.
But, he wasn't a drug addict and he wasn't mentally ill.
Right.
So it wasn't that bad.
Right, right.
And when you get a divorce, you hurt too many people. So I
Yeah.
don't know if I think I would like to be a spokesperson on why not to get it. I think too many people get divorced today.
Yeah. So you would
There-
have worked it out with him, or you would have just not married him?
I
in
would
the
have
first
worked it
place?
out and probably fooled around on
But you've been married 50 years.
Oh my God, 52 years. No,
Wow,
but
congratulations.
I married a guy whose parents came from a half hour away from where my parents came.
Right.
So our cultures are
Very similar.
like so similar.
Yeah.
The same holidays, the same disagreements, yelling at each other. My family's better than your family. No, your family's better than my family.
So what
But
did you
we
think
both
of-
have great families.
Right. So what's your secret for a long marry the
my
right person?
secret is never believe anything a man says that's mean. because
Yeah.
they, men need a sounding board. And so just shut up and, because once he eats and he has a drink, he becomes a different person.
He's nicer again.
Give him
What
a
did
glass
you
of
think
wine
of-
and say, come on, be nice.
So when Teresa was getting married, were you thinking like he was the right one? Did you have?
Oh, I like Dave.
Oh, you
when she
liked
got
him?
married, I liked Dave. I had no problem with Dave at all.
Yeah.
No, he was a nice guy.
Right.
Dave is a
He
nice
wasn't
guy.
that nice.
But what about your second husband? Where did you meet him?
Oh, my second husband was, I met him at a party, and he was a brilliant scientist. And we wrote a book together.
Yeah, I want to
and
talk about your book.
Yeah, he started a company which made me able to try something different, because I was a hairdresser like for 30 years, and I wanted to do something different. So I wrote a book.
With him, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
By myself, called
that
How
was
to
the
Kiss
first
with
one.
Confidence.
Okay.
And the way I wrote that book is kind of funny. My son, I sent him on a trip around the United States, and when he came home, he says, "Oh my God, the girls are so afraid to kiss."
Oh.
And so at the time, I was thinking, gee, I'd like to do something mail order.
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, what do the teenagers need? They need to learn how to kiss. And so that I wrote that book.
So you saw
And
a
then
need in the market. What year was that?
1981.
And you were on
then-
Oprah's show talking about it, right?
Yeah,
In her.
Bantam bought it and published it.
Nice.
And I did the tour. You know how they do the tour, the
Right,
book
yeah.
tour. And Oprah was doing let's keep
This was
talking.
before she was Oprah. This was in Baltimore, and she was young.
She had
right?
her afro.
Right.
She had her afro. And I still remember thinking, she's a good interview, because I had like about 8 of them.
Right.
And she asked really good questions.
Yeah, nice. And then how full circle it comes years later. You're on her.
I know.
love
And
it.
then
Got
I
to
met
meet
her.
her in
And
person.
then she
I know
hugged
we have to
us.
talk about. I know we have to talk about that. But how many other books did you write?
Well, I wrote How to Kiss with Confidence, How to Date with Confidence, How to Handle Rejection with Confidence, How to Dress with Confidence.
And you wrote them all yourself, not
Yeah.
with his help.
No, this was before him.
Okay.
And then he was so impressed, even though, because you know what, he was a scientist working for Bosch and Loam, making less money than my manicurist. I says, why don't you quit? Let's get rich together. And we
Yeah.
did.
Good.
Yeah, we started a company. He started a company with a friend. First, we started with the books, but then he got a better opportunity,
Good.
which freed me to start a completely different
Good.
career.
That's when
which
you
was
decided to-
agency.
You
I
bought an
yeah.
agency.
Well, we were looking for places to buy, and they were all, none of them were fun. But when I tried to buy an agency, and I saw, oh my God, jobs coming out, and I get to find them jobs, it just turned me on.
It's so much fun,
Yeah,
right?
it was
You
a lot
love
of fun.
it.
And so I bought Josie bought me out, and she still kept the beauty shop in the same shopping center for another 20 years.
Nice. And so you say you're never going to retire, right? You love
Never.
what you do.
I love to work. I'm
That's
starting
great.
a new career now.
What's that? Oh, please tell us about it.
I'm doing stand-up.
I know.
And I'm at the Rack mostly every Tuesday night, but not every Tuesday night.
So where is
I
that?
just show up. That's in Woodland Hills. It's
Okay.
called the Rack. And it's on Tuesday night. I get up at 8 o'clock. I get up there at 8 o'clock and I do my thing. And sometimes it's really dirty. It's all according to the audience.
Okay. So you can gauge the audience. to
Yeah,
see
I
if they're-
gauge the audience.
How can you tell?
Well, if there's no children, I don't do it. If there's all adults, I do it.
Okay.
So I have a clean one and a dirty one.
Oh, okay. Have you had any hecklers?
No.
Good.
No, I'm surprised that I have a good time up there, and I play with the audience
Yeah.
too. You know,
Yeah.
I'll say, anybody here in divorce? You want to hear one of them?
Yeah, tell
Anyone
us.
here divorced? No, first I say this. This is kind of funny. I'm divorced, but I like to call myself a widow because he's dead and it sounds better. And then I say, anyone here divorced? Oh my God, it's the most horrible thing to go through. And then the worst part is when you see them with someone else. And I saw this other woman in a car we bought together, and it was our car, and she was sitting in my seat. So I called her up and says, how do you like sitting in a seat where I farted? And that gets a big laugh.
I
But
love
that's not the
it.
dirty. There's a part that's dirtier.
Oh, do you want to tell us? Or should we save it?
Well,
Go right ahead.
I don't know. Okay, there's a lot in the news today about domestic violence.
Right.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so, but I remember I was married twice. And when my first husband pulled my hair, I learned really fast. When they said, shut the fuck up, I shut the fuck
Oh
up.
my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, you know, I mean,
that
it's
a good
like,
advice?
I think you got to be a little careful with your mouth, don't you? I mean,
Yeah. But you curse in
but
front
I
of your
never got
kids.
hit again. I never got hit again.
Oh my God.
'Cause I know
he
when to
sounds like
shut
a nice
up.
guy.
Because she shut the fuck up.
You're smart. You're a quick learner.
Yeah, I'm a quick learner. I thought, oh, this is not going to happen again.
And you're going to be at the Improv, right?
Yeah, I do the improv
Okay,
too.
so-
I'm not that steady. Maybe about every 8 weeks, then I close a show.
Okay.
So I'm at the improv.
So at the end of the show, we'll say where we can find everyone. And you still have the same Michelangelo's.
I've been in the same shopping center for 42 years.
You're so nice, Josie.
But I'm
You've
ready
ever-
to move on, though.
Oh,
I
you
really
think
am.
so? What do you think you'll do next?
I want to sell it, and I just want to I want to retire, and I want to travel with my husband.
Yeah.
You know, we want to
Yeah.
do things and go places. And maybe we'll do something else. I don't know. I might join her.
Yeah, maybe.
I want her to be the Golden Twins.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Along
might
with the Golden
do
Sisters,
something
if we
like
still
that.
do
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
so cute.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
have you ever had to fire anyone? I can't picture it.
Oh, it's the hardest thing. You know what
You're
I've
so
learned?
sweet.
That you don't get fired. You lose your job.
Yeah.
Because the hardest thing to do is to fire someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who
You know,
wants
I
to
had a
do that?
hairdresser come up to me and say, "This is my last day." I said, "This is your last hour.
Good for
Get
you.
a box and get the heck out of here."
Wow.
Good for
You know,
you.
yeah.
Not nice.
Yeah, well, sometimes you'll build. Well, what happens in the beauty business is you'll build a hairdresser, right? And after a year and a half, they take the whole clientele
That you
and
build
go
them,
to
take
another
them.
shop.
Oh, that's awful.
And that's hurtful.
Yeah, that's
it's
awful.
very
Very
hurtful. No, you do fire. You know, not
Yeah.
a lot. I fire people mostly when they're late because I can't handle tardiness.
Yeah.
It drives me
And then it
crazy.
screws up the whole schedule, right?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
And how dare you? Who do you think you are that you
Right.
can be 10 minutes late for your first client?
Right.
You get in here 10. If you're not 15 minutes early, you're 15 minutes late.
Right, that's
You know,
true.
you got to be here early
that's what
and
that's-
on
yeah,
time.
that's-
And when
what
Teresa and
coaches-
Mary helped you out, did you ever want to fire them?
No, they
were
were
the
fun. In
best.
fact, for the earthquake, it was just hilarious. When we had the earthquake in '94, my sister Mary's shop collapsed. Right, and so her haircuts at $10, my haircuts were $30.
Yeah.
So I have a higher caliber of clients.
Right.
So she brings in all these clients. She calls me up and she says, "My shop is done." I says, "Well, come here to work."
Oh, so
You
she
know.
had her own shop.
Yeah, she had her own
Okay.
shop, but it was small,
Yeah,
right? She
yeah.
had like 5 operators.
Yeah.
It was
right?
a
And I
budget
said-
shop, and
Yeah.
ours was more classy.
Yeah, it was more classy. But she came over and we had so much fun.
Oh, good.
Even with her clients. But then she rebuilt her shop, and then she took all her clients and her hairdressers back to her shop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I continued with my shop.
Okay.
But
Oh, that was nice. Yeah. So I
yeah.
read an article where your husband was just raving about you, that Josie is such a big heart, that when your brother died, his disabled son came to live with you.
Oh wow, that was.
Right?
Really
Oh yeah,
big
no,
what
I
she
have
did.
I have a mentally challenged
Nephew.
nephew that lives with me.
Still lives with you.
No, now he's in a group home.
Oh,
But I
good.
have a bedroom for him, and he comes every weekend.
Oh, how
And he comes
nice.
for all the holidays.
Oh, how
And I
nice.
love Joe.
Oh, he's a Joe
Yeah,
too. There's
he's
so
a
many
Joe.
Joes, right, in my
I know,
family too.
Yeah, but he's high functioning.
Yes.
Right. But he has a job where it's menial. It's called I forgot the name of the place where he works. But it's where a lot of people, a lot of mentally challenged.
So he keeps
yeah,
busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's 53.
Oh wow.
You know, he's
yeah.
he's lived with me for a whole year.
Yeah.
Right? And then we found a group home, and he's very happy in the group home.
Very
and he's
nice.
very happy to come over.
Yeah.
So
Well,
he's
it was
happy.
interesting because one of her consultants said, "Why don't you go on vacation and let him try it? Because once he tries it, he's not going to want to come back to
Oh,
there
nice.
because he'll be with people like him."
Yeah.
So it really
it was
worked
good.
out.
It
well.
worked out
He's
great.
just
Yeah.
such a sweetheart.
Aw.
You know, there's no expectations. He's just there loving everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
He is a blessing to me
Is
and
he?
my
So
family.
do you remember when he was born?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I remember. Then he couldn't walk. Right, he would
Till he was
crawl,
like 18 months.
and he couldn't talk.
And did they know back then that
Well, I
he had?
think they were in denial for the first 3-4 years.
Okay.
And actually, I think till kindergarten when they said he can't come to school. You know,
Right.
he's
Right.
got to be in
a
this
special class.
Got to be
Right.
in a special class.
And so how did the family deal? Like, what advice do you have for people who?
Oh, embrace
experience-
them because they are an addition and a blessing. If because some families are embarrassed. You know,
Right.
it was like the Kennedys,
Right, with the
Right, how
Rosemary,
they,
yeah.
how they kind of hit it. No, I tell everybody. And
Yeah.
he comes to the salon on Saturday morning. He comes straight to the salon. I say, okay, Joe, sit down. Let me clean you up. Because he shaves, but not that great. He
Right,
shaves
right,
himself.
right.
So I shave him, gets his nails cut there, and then he goes to the house.
Nice.
Yeah,
so
and
nice.
everybody in the shop knows
Loves
Joe.
him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah,
so sweet.
Yeah.
So what advice do you have, Teresa? So you got divorced a second time. Was that amicable?
It was much easier because there were
Easier.
no children.
Right,
You know,
right.
and so it was kind of funny because both our mothers died at the same time.
Oh.
And we just had terrible fights.
Oh.
So it was not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Not that many people got hurt. With my first
Right.
divorce, a lot of people got hurt.
Right.
The children, then you give up the family, and it is, like there was a Chinese emperor who said it's much easier to stay married than to get divorced. And I thought there's a lot of truth to that.
Yeah.
Because I think about 20 people divorce that should really stay together.
You think so?
I'm almost
Are any of
positive.
your
I
kids
totally
divorced?
disagree with that because
Okay,
I think
tell
it's
us,
very
Josie.
hard to stay married.
Oh,
To
please.
the same person. I totally disagree with
Well,
that.
you don't
I
know.
see-
You're not divorced.
Terry, I see very
I was
happy.
married and divorced. I know better than you.
Oh yeah, well,
Well,
I
she's
see a
been
lot of
married 52
divorced
years.
people having a good time, not having
No,
to
I'm
deal
sorry.
with
Single
let's-
parenting is terrible.
So
I'm
when the
sorry,
kids
you
are
don't
young-
Terry,
know.
how about dual parenting when it's your way, his way, which way, the right way?
They
You don't
still-
know.
well,
It's
still-
a crapshoot. You argue all the time about what's the right way to raise this child.
Right.
Because I don't like the way my husband talked to my kids a lot of the
She
time.
doesn't.
Oh, really?
Right? But I know he loves them.
Right.
Right.
And they know it
It's
too.
hard to
I mean,
stay
we got
married.
hit as kids.
Yeah, what are your
We
thoughts
got
on
spanked.
spanking?
Oh, we got spanked.
Yeah,
Oh,
with a wooden spoon?
Slap.
Yeah.
No, it was so funny because I was hiking with these girls, and I said, I got hit a lot when I was a kid because I couldn't sit still.
Yeah.
And they would say, sit still, sit still, sit still.
She
And
got hit
just-
a lot more than me.
Yeah, because she could sit still
I was
and
much better
couldn't.
than she was.
But,
I listened.
Then I said, and then at the end of the day, my mother put this gourmet food on the table,
Yeah.
and I knew that she loved
You were
me.
loved,
We
right.
knew we
You
were
know,
loved.
Right.
We knew
We
it.
were loved
Yeah.
as kids. And we were hit when we did something wrong. So,
Right.
Yeah, right.
And you
couldn't
did the
sit
same-
still. When they said
Right.
sit still and I moved, I got a slap.
Right.
Yeah,
So
well,
I
she
should
got
have
it more
sat
than
still.
And you
But I
raised
couldn't.
good kids, right? The 6 kids between the two of you.
My
all-
God. Oh, we're
Hard
so
thank
working.
Good.
All 6, her 2 and my 4.
I
We're
have
very proud.
I have 2 kids, 9 grandchildren, and 4 great grandchildren.
Nice. Very
I'm
nice.
old. Not really.
No.
I started my new career. I'm 75.
So
and
have
I
your
thought-
kids seen your stand-up show?
Yeah.
What do they
Yeah,
think
they
of it?
think it's great. They
They
think
do?
it's funny.
No, I like what her son says to her. Mom, you're not funny sitting down. What makes you think you're going to be funny standing up?
Yeah,
That was so
funny.
funny. I thought that was so
He
funny.
said, "You're not funny." I said, "I'm doing it anyway."
Yeah, but your kids don't think you're funny.
Right.
You know.
But
I'm
other
sure
people
a lot
do.
of times the female comedians, I'm sure their kids don't think they're funny.
But they must have been proud when you were on Oprah's network.
Oh, they got
right?
excited.
So tell
Yeah.
us about dinner with Oprah. You went to how many? You've met her a few
Oh, my
times, right?
God.
Just once.
We had dinner at the
Per se, right?
Per se. Oh my God.
And she sat with you guys.
We had a champagne. We had white wine with fish, red wine with
Steak.
beef, an after dinner drink, vermouth, and then
That's a lot of
tequila.
You did
I
a shot.
mean,
You did
yeah.
shots of tequila with her, right?
But the food and the hors d'oeuvres, oh my
She
God.
said to my sister Mary, this is so funny. She says to my sister Mary, she says, "You've been here decades and decades and decades and,
And
decades and
decades.
decades," right? Because she's 80, right? Could you share some of your wisdom with us? And Mary says, "Holy shit, I got no wisdom." It was so funny. No, but she didn't say that.
Yeah.
She just thought it.
Yeah.
And she went, "Mm-hmm."
But she sat at our table. But we had so much fun we had just as much fun with Queen Latifah.
Yeah.
I mean, she
the
would
things you
send
did on
us-
her
oh,
show. So you jumped out of an airplane. We have to talk about
Yeah.
that. And got a tattoo.
Yeah.
And you guys milked a cow. And you
Yeah.
were at Chippendales in Vegas, oiling the men up and doing lap
and
dances on stage.
then, oh my God, this was funny because they took us to an art school, right? And so this guy comes out and opens his thing. He's in the nude,
And you had
and
a-
I'm thinking, oh my God, that was the second one I ever saw.
Me, I saw lots of them.
Yeah, she was. This one over here was single, but it was like me and my sister Mary. It was so funny. That was
really,
so funny.
really
And then we had
funny.
to draw him. I mean, he was gorgeous. He was
really
so.
Was he as
good.
cute as the guy you skydived with? Because he was cute.
Oh, he was cute too.
They were both gorgeous.
Were you
Yeah.
so nervous? Because you were nervous.
Yeah,
right,
no,
Fern?
We
I
were
think I'm
nervous
just-
for her. Me and my sister. Oh
I
my
was
God.
nervous watching it.
I'm saying, oh, I'm going to do it. I'll be fine. And then the plane's going up, and I said, holy shit, what am I doing? But I can't disappoint
Right, you couldn't-
Queen
Queen
Latifah.
Latifah.
She spent all this money. So I said, okay, well, we'll just jump out, and this gorgeous guy's behind me. He opens his legs, and he said, sit right here. I thought, oh, geez, this is going to be some fun. Anyway, you jump out, and the propeller throws you over to the side, and then you free fall. And then the parachute opens and you jump up with your legs up in the air. It was like,
And what
oh
was the
my
landing
God.
like?
But then it was good.
Yeah.
If I was young, I would do it again. I was
Yeah.
too old to try it.
But I can't believe you did it. And then I
know.
cried at the end when you were like, I did it. Like, you can do anything.
Yeah.
And what about
If
the
I did it, you do it.
But I have to say,
Yes.
the most fun we had was interviewing the Super Bowl players
Oh,
at the
they-
Super Bowl.
You met all of the,
Oh
you met
my
everyone.
God, the
Russell
whole
Wilson,
thing.
Manning.
They were gorgeous. We forgot all the questions. We
So you
"Give
got
us
kisses
hugs."
and hugs from
Yeah.
everybody.
This big black man hugs me. I said, oh my God, take me home.
They were all so cute.
Yeah, my libido became alive. Hello, I'm alive. I said, shut up, you're supposed to be dead.
They loved you guys, though.
Oh, they
were so
did.
happy to.
So
They did.
respectful. So
Yeah.
respectful.
That was awesome.
Yeah, this one guy
Oh,
said, "Hey,
God.
I'm happy to kiss you guys. I come from humble beginnings."
Aw,
So
oh,
now I
cute.
say that too. I love that line. I
Yeah.
come from humble beginnings. That means not too rich.
Right,
I said,
right,
very
right.
poor.
Right.
I said to this guy, do you like cougars? He said, no, but they like me. I said, you know, we don't yell, we don't tell, and we don't swell.
I love it. What are your other advice? You know, do you have any taglines, any good advice that you share with your kids or anything?
Really good advice. Just have fun every day. That's my advice. It's like if something bad comes into your mind, just take it, let it go.
Yeah.
You know, because there's the dead past and the imagined future, and where are you now?
Right. You
This is
can't-
the time to have
Yeah.
fun.
You can't let your consciousness be dominated by the dead past or the imagined future because you lose the present moment.
Right.
Now,
right.
you want an example of the present
Yes.
moment? An orgasm. I mean, that
No,
is
that's
really,
true.
that's the truth. You are very much
the moment.
in the present moment.
That's a very good example.
Yeah, very good example.
Yeah. So, what would you tell your younger selves when you
Wait to
when
get
you're
married.
Okay.
Get a career first, a really good one.
Okay.
Get married about 27, 28.
Okay.
Take premarital classes. That is so important.
I
Okay.
disagree
Because-
with her.
Okay.
I think you get married when you meet the right man.
Yeah.
Just don't have kids right away.
Okay.
That's my advice because it's nice. I think that.
Well, isn't that what I just said?
No, you said don't get married. I
Until
think
you're 27.
Well, no, you get married when you meet the guy you fall in love with, Terry. I mean, what are you going to do? Date for 6 years?
Yeah.
I don't believe in that. I believe getting together. Well, so what you're saying, it's okay to live with a guy for 5 years because that's what they do, and it's so stupid.
Oh, so
Get
you don't
married.
believe in
I
living
don't think-
together
Not
first?
not at all.
Okay.
No.
But you think when you meet the right person, you know?
Yeah. This is the right person because then you'll leave it, and then you don't really work hard on a relationship because you're not married. You figured, okay, I'm out of here. Okay, you're out of here, and that's the end of it.
Oh, right.
So I think when you meet, because I think a lot of people don't marry their first love because they wait and they lose.
Right, yeah. That happens.
Everybody's your first love.
Oh, I totally disagree with her.
Well, that's
you could have
because
many
you have one
first loves.
experience. Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of first loves.
Yeah, very nice.
They were just as good as the first love.
I don't think so.
Well, that's because
I don't
you
think
only had one
anybody
first
would have
love.
replaced Joe. I don't think so.
Aw.
Well, I don't think so either, though, Josie. He's a good man.
Oh, yeah, I'm very lucky.
Oh, very nice. And your kids, did they take your advice? Marriage
No.
and other ones?
Well, I have 4 kids, and 3 of them are lawyers,
Yeah.
and one's an adjuster.
An insurance adjuster.
Yeah, an insurance adjuster, and they all criminal, and I
Lawyers.
just love the fact that they're out there defending people that can't afford a good lawyer.
Oh, nice.
You know?
That's wonderful.
Well, they did. They were public defenders.
Public defenders, nice.
Yeah, but then 2 of them went out, and it's called Cavaluzzi and Cavaluzzi. Excellent attorneys.
So the 2 of them have their own practice together.
And
Very
the other
nice.
one is still a public defender.
So they're taking after you, working together with family.
Yeah.
Very nice. And you've got the plumber, and you have a daughter, right?
Yeah, and she's a hairdresser, and that's fine.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
they're all
of course.
doing very
So
well, and they're
healthy
healthy. We are so blessed, the 2 of us.
Right. So
Very
that's the
lucky
thing. Health
girls.
is wealth, right? As long as
Yeah,
they're healthy
yeah,
and they're
yeah.
good kids.
And I have a gay son
Yeah.
who I absolutely love and adore.
Yeah.
And it was hard in the beginning when I first found
So
out
what
he
year
was
did
gay.
he come out to you?
He was 26.
Okay.
And it was
so-
really very difficult for me.
Was it?
Yeah, but then I did a 180-degree turn, right? Because he's so fantastic.
Yeah.
He is. He's really a great guy.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. Fine.
Does he have
Well,
a
it's
partner?
just the danger of it.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, especially when he
There was
came out, it
AIDS.
was right when AIDS had started,
Right.
and I
So
got
it was in the
really so
80s?
worried. It was in the
Yeah.
80s. Yeah.
Isn't it amazing how we've evolved now?
Yeah.
I think it's so amazing.
Oh,
Wonderful,
yeah,
right?
I do
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And then how did the Volkswagen commercial come about?
Oh, our producer, the one who produced the Three
From
Golden
LMNO?
Sisters,
Yeah, okay.
right? He got a call from
Volkswagen called him.
Oh, they
looked us
called
up
him?
and called him.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it.
They called
He
him, and
wants
so
to
he
give-
negotiated a deal, and so we did. They loved us just for the internet.
Yeah.
Right. We got $30,000 each up front.
Nice.
Yes, it
Yeah,
was
we
such
did
a
well.
nice gift for so much fun.
Yeah,
I
you
mean, we
did
had
4
so
of
much
them,
fun.
right? Is that
7
7?
spots.
Oh, okay. All right.
For the internet. That
right,
was
right,
just
right.
for the internet.
Because I've seen them on TV too.
Yeah, then they called
Okay.
us back. We did 2 sets.
Okay.
Two of
yeah.
them.
Then they wanted another. Yeah. Another
And they had you ad lib, right?
Oh,
was-
yeah.
Yeah. Well, they. Yeah. Pretty.
Like
Rear
they gave
end,
you
rear
some.
end. Rear end.
They
Yeah.
gave you like some, like some factual
Well, the things
information,
we
and
had
then
to, yeah.
right.
They said you have to say this is the year-end event. This
Right.
is the year-end sales event.
Okay.
So those were the lines they gave us.
And then they had this real cute guy looking at it. You saw it.
Yeah.
The commercials ran over and over. My client said, "My God, you visit me every night."
I love
On
it.
TV.
Yeah.
That's what my clients were saying. They were really happy to see it. You know.
It's so great. They're hilarious. Do you know if you're going to do any more?
Well, they're in a
I
little
know.
trouble now,
Yeah,
so we're
yeah,
not
but-
going to
but
do
that's-
it. They'll get out of it.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
they'll
yeah.
call us back.
I think
We
they
would
will,
love
'cause
to
they-
do.
they
I
were
would love
great.
to do commercials. That's what I would love my career. I would like to sell the salon,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's a great location and a great opportunity for someone.
Yeah.
Right. And I'd like to do commercials.
So if
I
somebody's
want her
watching,
to do stand-up with me. She won't do
No,
it.
I don't want her to
I
do
want
stand-up.
Mary to do stand-up with me. She won't do it. But we did do one, and I put
Yeah.
it up on the internet. Did you see that one?
no.
That
Are
was
you
at
guys
the
doing
Improv.
stand up?
The 3 of us.
The
Oh, I
3
didn't
of us
see
did
that
it.
one.
Well, that's how I got turned on to it. You know, I mean, it was like a friend of mine says, "Listen, close the show for these kids that are comedians." And so we went, and we had such a good time. But Mary just gets too nervous. She won't
It
do
takes
it.
a lot of courage to. I think that's the scariest thing is to do stand up.
Yeah.
Oh, but
You
she-
have no
Mary-
fear.
No, and you want to hear my opening?
Yeah.
You're probably thinking, what's that old lady doing up there trying to be funny? She should be home napping, knitting, and changing her will again.
That's a great opening.
That
I
is a
think
great
that's-
opening.
Well, wait a second. Then again, you're right. I have 1 foot in the grave. I'm way over the hill. My wrinkles have wrinkles. But I'm here to tell you, it's never too late to fail.
So that's a great
Awesome.
opening.
It
Isn't
is a
that
great
great?
opening.
Yeah, so it's like I have a good time up there.
You're amazing. Is there anything you guys won't do? Because you did
She
synchronized
always
swimming.
is reinventing herself.
Was she
I
like
mean,
that when she was little?
She went from doing hair, right, to writing a book, to doing a rhyme for my son, what is it, Haley's Comet.
Right.
Right. Then she wrote a book.
You know, you said
Then
that.
the
already.
agency.
No, then,
then she
I
bought
bought
the
an
agency.
agency.
Yeah.
I bought a talent agency.
And then she produced a film. My Son the
My
Plumber.
Son the Plumber.
Oh, right,
I did
right,
it
right,
this
right.
way
It's a
on
short,
YouTube.
Which
but
started it all, yeah,
But she
which made
produced
everything-
it and directed it and
Amazing.
filmed it, and she did the whole thing.
Was she
And now I
fearless?
have YouTube, I'm on YouTube, just Teresa, because they don't want to do it with me, and Facebook and
Right.
Twitter.
Nice.
So follow me and
Yes,
subscribe.
We will. We definitely will. And so you are identical twins, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you feel like you feel each other's pain, or do you sense it?
Well, our lives are kind
That's
of
very-
parallel.
yeah.
They
even
are,
though
right?
they're
Yeah.
different, you know. Like she lost the location of
Her lease at the same time she lost her.
my lease, but I still stayed in the
Yeah,
same center.
yeah.
You know, so
Did you, either of you have twins? Are any of your kids twins? Well, you have a boy and a girl.
no, we don't have twins yet.
And none of the grandchildren are great
No, but the second cousins just
Yeah.
had twin boys.
to identical?
Yes.
Oh, so maybe it is.
You know,
Yeah.
maybe it'll come out in the next generation.
Yeah. Oh, how funny.
So that would be fun.
So what is next? What are you guys up to? We can find you on YouTube. You're still doing the videos,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I'm going on auditions. They don't want to go on auditions,
Okay.
and I auditioned for Brooklyn 99. You know
Oh,
that
yes.
show. Oh, I got to be on that
Brooklyn
show.
911, yeah.
That's me. I don't have to act.
right.
Because I'm not an actress, you know, I
Right.
just want to have fun.
Right.
I could go up there and have fun. And I want to be on Last Comic Standing. I
Yes.
think I should be on that one.
Yes, I think so
I think
too.
I would get that because I'm so different, you know.
Right, right.
What's that old? They'll really say, "What's that old lady doing?"
that
up
old
there?"
hair?
No, you guys have always been adventurous though, because you were on Family Feud in 1978,
Oh
right?
yes, we had such a good
That
time.
was so much fun. That was
And
so
who
much
was it
fun.
besides? So it was the five. There were 5 people, right? So
Yeah.
who were the other two? 'Cause
Two
it was
brothers.
Oh,
The 2 brothers, but we had a sister that lived
Yeah.
in Florida.
But
Yeah.
that's 6, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they only needed 5, but
So
we had
that's-
such a
how
good
far did
time.
you go? I want to find the old.
Well, no, we won one,
Yeah.
and then we lost the second
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
So who did you have go in the final 20 seconds? Do you remember?
Oh no, we didn't do good at all. My brother Angelo got 2 points. They asked him, think of a composer. He says Verdi. I was supposed to say Beethoven. Verdi. Who's Verdi?
So funny. So you guys have always been
Then he said,
adventurous.
how about a brass musical instrument? He said the harp.
Oh no, the funniest thing was name a famous football college. He says NYU. They
don't have a
a
team.
football team. That is so. I have to find that. So okay. So they're telling us that we have to wrap up. I could talk to you guys forever. I love you. Thank you so much for coming in. Please tell us where to find you
I will.
everywhere.
I will.
So tell
yes.
us. You go first, Teresa.
Well, I'll be at the Rack
Okay.
on Tuesday night at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
And you'll find me on YouTube, the YouTube channel. Subscribe. I'll say something funny every week.
Okay.
And laughter saves you.
And it's at Just Teresa.
Just Teresa. JUSTTERESA.
Okay.
And me, you can find me in my salon, Michelangelo Salon, in Woodland Hills. I'm still doing hair, but only on very old people. My clientele has really mostly disappeared.
Okay,
You know?
but
I
they
went to
could
3
still-
funerals this
Oh, no.
year. 'cause-
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, they're old
what's
because I'm
happening,
old.
right?
You know, so your
Right.
clientele grows with you. So I'm ready to move on. So anybody who wants to buy a salon, come and see me.
Look for you. Okay, very good. Thank you so much.
Are you welcome?
Thank you for watching and listening on iTunes. I'm Fern Ronay, and this is AfterBuzz TV Spotlight On.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.